All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time, the time you've been waiting for. Sit down, Zumock podcast, STZ, up in this bitch. It's me, Florida's greatest, Florida's most wanted, the has-been baller, the lost and chip dip consumer, the man in black, the 2.4 GPA general studies major from Kent State University, and notable alumni from Kent State University and Kent Roosevelt High School, according to Wikipedia, me, the Z-Man, Chad Zumock. How are you? And with me is my man Tyler, who's not on social media, and I want to give you a nickname. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm waiting.
The Freelance Wonder.
I kind of like it.
The Freelance Wonder, because this man,
Freelance Wonder,
he can do whatever, audio, video, graphics. He can do it all. He can do it all. He can do it from his car. You don't know where he's going to
while driving.
While driving, you don't know where he's going to be each week. He could be in a backyard, a basement, a car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's on the run. And you were in LA for the Super Bowl. So walk me through it. I want to hear everything going on in that piece of shit city. As you know, I hate LA. I've been very vocal about it. I remember when I was moving out of LA, I remember saying, "You're leaving Los Angeles." I flipped off the sign. That's how much I hate it. I flipped that sign off. Like, I'm never going to see that sign again. Fuck that sign. Fuck that city. Fuck those people. Fuck that Super Bowl. But what was your experience? Walk it through. You land. Tell me how you get there. Southwest. What are we doing?
Delta. Went Delta. And land, and like, you know, whenever you land and you're just leaving LAX, it's okay. You know, not a problem. It's like on the way home that's an issue, but we can get into that later.
Fuck that airport too. Go ahead,
dude. It's awful. It's awful.
LAX sucks a dick.
Stayed downtown LA. I never left downtown LA. Actually, I just worked. You know what I mean? I worked. I was still fucking tired on my Eastern time, so I was asleep by like 9:30 every
night. I've been to downtown LA a lot. What's the homeless situation like down there?
Dude, it's terrible. Okay, so we had a like, we're staying at like one of the few hotels where like it's like, you know, that's where like media people will be.
Right.
And the reason for that is then you can take a shuttle from there for free to the convention center, right? It was back and forth rather than Ubering all day. Which by the way, I do actually like Uber in LA besides like the mask stuff, but like no Uber driver I had spoke English. So you didn't have to make up some fake conversation with this person. It's just silence. It's so nice.
Yeah.
But like one of the days we're on the shuttle and it turns left or no, turns right. Doesn't matter. And as if you were in the country and a cow is in the road, we're like honking, trying to get a homeless man to move to the side of the street just so we can get through. Every homeless person I saw but one just seemed to either be on drugs or have some sort of mental instability going on. There was only one guy that I enjoyed watching every morning that had his shit together. That seems like he just chose to be homeless, right? So he had a tent, and when he would wake up, he would have like paper towels and he would wipe wherever his shoes were, clean it up, take down the whole tent, put it in his book bag. Next to his tent, he had a motorcycle, and he'd like lock up the wheels so it can't get stolen. And he'd hop on his motorcycle and go wherever, probably work a 9-to-5 job, you know, like he had it down. Everyone else out of their fucking minds.
Yeah, I like to play homeless or out of work actor. That's a fun game to play.
There you go. Yeah. That guy looked like he could have played a strong role in something. Someone should give him a shot.
Oh, there's people that just don't. They're like, they got their shit together like that. They're just, they don't feel like paying for rent. I'll just sleep outside. My one dude, he slept in his car, and he had a gym membership. And he would every morning wake up and just go to the gym and shower and shave and do all the stuff there. So, because he didn't want to pay for rent.
Yeah, like Planet Fitness or something, like one of those that are like, you can kind of catch anywhere in the U.S. You know what I mean? That's a good move.
He was chasing a dream, even he's on a budget. So, okay, you get there. And so what's it like? Do you have to show the mask man, get your card?
I'm trying to think. So the hotel didn't make me show the card. Everywhere you go, you got to wear a fucking mask. Like, I wasn't wearing it outside. I was not going to. You know what I mean? However, I'm me and the people that I'm with, like, we're the only ones not wearing it outside. Like, everyone else is walking up and down, everyone with a fucking mask on all the time.
How did it make you feel seeing all those celebrities without their mask on and the servants have to wear them? It drove me fucking insane because it's such bullshit and hypocrisy. It's such nonsense.
As far as I know, they all had the same vaccine shots too. You know what I mean? So, like, what the fuck? Ben
Affleck, J-Lo, and all them, Charlize Theron, they're all just laughing it up. Meanwhile, their kids have to go to school the next day wearing a mask inside and out. That's fucking terrible.
It's crazy. And so, yeah, so obviously overpriced. Like, I had like a normal breakfast. Like, it was like two scrambled eggs, toast, bacon, and hash browns, $29.
Jesus.
like what the fuck? And I'm sure like prices were inflated a little bit that week as well, you know what I mean? But good God. And so, like, anywhere that you would go eat, you have to show your card, your vaccination card. And it's just like, I don't know how
if I'm a bartender or a server, I don't give a fuck. I'm not asking for your card.
Who cares right now? Who cares anymore? And the funny thing is I think now, I don't know what all they've dropped, but I think they dropped some mask mandates, like starting this week in LA, which is like, go fucking figure. They couldn't have done this a week prior, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, and then just worked. The funny thing is we're out there and like both teams in the Super Bowl, any interviews for them, it's all through Zoom anyways, because they're not going to risk having to test positive and then sit out the Super Bowl. So, I mean, luckily we got interviews with like other players that, you know, didn't make it to the Super Bowl and that shit. And so that was kind of successful, but like, it still sucks that like the people that the whole story is surrounding, like, you can't, it's not worth sitting in those Zoom meetings and waiting your turn, you know?
Yeah. Do you see any celebrities in person?
No one other than like NFL players.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chuck Liddell for some reason was there.
Okay.
I don't know why. Dude, he's not all there anymore. He's not all there. No, he looks pregnant.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He's really let himself go.
Who looks more pregnant, Chuck Liddell or 50 Cent?
Chuck Liddell. But yeah, 50 Cent. What I saw someone say, like, looks like he stayed in the candy shop.
That's funny. Get the fuck out of the candy shop, dude. Did I ever tell you? I forgot to bring this up with Mondays with Mazer, but I was in a sauna with 50 Cent once.
Oh wow!
It was so fucking weird. I was at the Beverly Hills Four Seasons Hotel. I used to go there every day, and I just sit poolside and work on my stuff. It was fun, and I wasn't supposed to be there, but I didn't give a fuck. I never. And then I realized I had access to the gym. And there was a sauna in there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go in a sauna and sweat it out. I'm in there. And fucking Curtis Jackson comes walking in all jacked up. I could see the bullet hole scars. And we're just sitting there, just me and him, and making small talk and like, hey, what's up? What's going on, dude? Act like I didn't know who he was. I was like, hey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the move.
Yeah.
You can't like immediately like give it away. Like, I know exactly who you are and I have a million questions for you.
Yeah. And I was just making like weird, like, man, it's hot in here. He's like, yeah. It was just weird.
Yeah. So, dude, but on the way back, I got to LAX like 3 hours before my flight and still almost missed my flight. Like, that place is terrible.
It was, I can only imagine it with all the COVID protocols now. But it was horrible before. It was a fucking nightmare. Everything, getting there, getting checked in. I would never take a carry-on, or I would always take a carry-on, but never check a bag because that's a fucking nightmare in itself.
Well, that's the thing. I had a million like equipment bags to check. And for some reason, flying back to Cincinnati was in the international terminal. So whatever, I go there and like, oh no, but you still have to check your bags over at Terminal 2. So I had to walk like 10 minutes all the way to the other side, wait in this long ass line to check these fucking bags. Like, oh my God, dude. It was terrible. And then we get to our gate And sure enough, we had Pac-Man Jones was on our flight. And if anyone knows anything about Pac-Man Jones, he is a retired defensive back for the Bengals. So he was there for obvious reasons. But if you know anything about him recently, this guy is always getting in fights at the airport.
Oh, that's his thing.
That's his fucking thing. And so I'm sitting there like, I said to my buddy, because he was like, I was looking at my phone and he goes, oh no shit, Pac-Man Jones is on our flight. Without looking up to like see if it's true or not, I was just like, god damn it, he's gonna punch someone and our flight's gonna get delayed. And I look up and he was like 20 feet away. I have a mask on. There's no fucking way he heard me, but he was staring right at me when I looked up. And so like there was like a good 5 seconds. There's like, I'm the motherfucker getting punched. Like, oh God. He behaved himself though.
So to Pac-Man's credit, he behaved himself is what you're saying. He
behaved himself, but that same day, Adrian Peterson was flying out as well on a different flight with his wife. Not my flight, but I saw later on. Yeah, there you go.
Adam Pac-Man Jones sends to jail in bar fight case. Does he still have the crazy hair?
Oh yeah, yeah. But so I guess Adrian Peterson was on a flight, and they got as far as boarding the plane, backed the plane out, like getting ready to go, and him and his wife got into it, and he, I guess, put her in her place. And so they had to bring that plane back to the gate and arrest him and take him off.
Wait, this happened on your flight just recently?
Not my flight.
Oh.
Not mine. Yeah. But same day. Which is funny because I saw Adrian Peterson like at all the shit, at all the events and whatnot.
Didn't he have domestic violence in the past too?
He hit his kid with a switch. Yeah.
Oh, that's just good old-fashioned parenting. Free agent NFL running back Adrian Peterson was arrested Sunday morning at Los Angeles International Airport in connection with what airport officials said domestic violence. This guy's a real piece of work.
Yeah.
If you're a running back in the NFL, do you have to beat your wife? Is that like a rule?
Well, I like also in fairness to him, no one else understands like what mindset he must have been on getting through LAX and finally sitting down. You know, like fuse was probably already real short, and his wife probably just wanted to watch something other than what he wanted to watch, and that was enough.
Peterson was charged with felony child abuse in 2014 for using a switch to spank his then 4-year-old son, which resulted in cuts and bruises all over. Oh, my stepdad did way worse than me. Way worse. Where's that great old Dave Attell joke? He goes, he says something. He say, I see a woman and she has a black eye. And I'm thinking, oh, great. She doesn't listen. Well, speaking, I want to stay on topic here because I don't know if okay. I want to do a segment every week called LeBron's a douche. I might even do a whole separate podcast, like a brand new, where I just hate on LeBron. Just a whole thing about hating on LeBron, and I'll have people come on that don't like him or have crazy stories about how much of a douche he is. Because I've been hating on this dude for a very long time. I've known about him since he was 15. We grew up in the same area. We have mutual friends. I was one of the original guys. I don't have to say this to you, Tyler. You know, I was one of the original guys that burned the jersey when he went to South Beach, and he saw the jersey burning on national TV during the decision. Then I bought his bullshit when he was coming home, and then he fucked over Cleveland again. And I realized this dude's exactly who I thought he was. And he was always something to me. LeBron he's always hard to root for. Like I always wanted to really like him, but he would always do douchey things. And he just continues to out-douche himself. And I just don't like the guy. I don't like him. And I don't think he's this thing. I think we made him into something that he really isn't. He's not this like fucking thing. And during the Super Bowl halftime show, look at this guy dancing in the suite. Like, how much attention does this guy need? You're a 37-year-old father of 3. It's over, dude. Grow the fuck up. Sit down. We know LeBron. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. He would do this shit during Cavs timeouts. When Mike Brown was drawing up plays, he would be dancing and not paying attention. He's a douche.
Yeah.
Rackman.
I got nothing to add to that.
Let me keep going.
The whole, go.
Let me get back on the soapbox. So this motherfucker, he tweets out, I don't know if you saw this, but the Rams won the Super Bowl and LeBron was at the game dancing like a fucking moron. Then he goes to Twitter and pitched an idea to the city of Los Angeles, a joint parade with the Lakers and the Dodgers, who both won their respective national titles in 2020, 2 years ago, years ago. And in my opinion, there should be an asterisk next to that fucking Lakers championship in the bubble.
Shortened season.
There was all kinds of problems. So it says, we, Dodgers, Rams, should do a joint parade together with a live concert afterwards to end it. City of Champions, congrats once again. First of all, motherfucker, you're from Akron, Ohio. This guy has no allegiance to anywhere. He's such a fair weather fan. Wherever he's got to go, whatever he's got to like, whatever trend's going on. This dude, his favorite rock band, you know what it is? Imagine Dragons. This is how lame this guy is. Just lame. Fucking lame. And LeBron, no parade for you. No parade. You're ninth in the Western Conference. Your team's a fucking shell of a NBA team. There's no more celebrating you. How much attention you've been on Sports Illustrated cover when you were 16. As I get older, I want more privacy in my life. I want less attention. And this guy can't get enough. He is the definition of a raging sociopath narcissist. And this fucking, let's have a parade. I have to be included in this. No, fuck you.
The other thing is like, he only wants a parade for himself. He knows that it's going to be the Rams parade, but he's just also kind of like throwing the Dodgers in there to make a case. Like, okay, well, all three, when really it's just like, he just wants a LeBron parade. Yeah.
He wants to be on the float. He wants to have, people throwing things, flowers at him. Like he's the king. Cause he really does think he's a king. And cause he refers to his wife as the queen and his sons as the princess. I'm like, dude, you're not a king. I really hate LeBron. If you haven't noticed, I can do a whole podcast. I swear to God, I'm going to look into this. I want to do a separate podcast called I Hate LeBron. And because every week he's doing something that just drives me insane. And I can have guests on, people that he went to high school with St. V that helped him cheat on his homework. And I know them. Teachers that just passed him because they were hoping LeBron would hook him up when he goes to the NBA. I could do women he's cheated on his wife with. I can do a whole podcast on this dude called I Hate LeBron.
Bring on Delonte West.
Delonte West will be my first guest. I want to know what happened at that MVP parade. I hear reports that he left with Gloria James. I want to know what fucking happened. Where did they go? What happened, Delonte?
Dude.
Oh. Delonte. I heard, by the way, you know how Mark Cuban got him sober?
Yeah.
I heard he fell off the wagon. I'm gonna pull that up.
Don't say.
Yeah, like he was off. From what I understand, he was like getting his shit together, and then he was in rehab.
I saw like a few like update photos or whatever of him at rehab, and like of course, like when you have, a team of help around you that's their only job, fucking paid for by the Dallas Mavericks or Mark Cuban himself, even I don't know, like, yeah, you're gonna do well. But the second they spit you back out and you're back around your same friends and that sort of thing, like with your history and your past, it's no surprise that you're going to fall off the wagon again.
Yeah, here's an article from November of last year. It says former Mavs guard Delonte West issues plea after arrest. According to this news source, it says former Dallas Mavericks guard Delonte West is in legal trouble again in Florida. I guess this is the place to do it. Florida, but this week, according to court documents, is pleading not guilty to charges stemming from an incident with police in Palm Beach, Florida. The arrest states that West, for 8 seasons, an NBA standout, was apprehended by police about 9 p.m. on October 19th and was found yelling and banging on glass doors. I'm sure he was intoxicated, screaming profanities. And that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah. I liked him.
I liked him too.
Because he just went against the grain,
I liked him too. It was great. He was a great Cavalier. He was fun to watch. He did. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I liked the Delonte. I was rooting for him.
Wasn't it like, was it Harry Buffalo that like he rode a bicycle down the stairs?
No, it was the Naughty Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
I remember my buddy
hilarious.
Mike Farrell telling me the story. Like he was just out of control, and it was open till they kept it like open for him and his friends till like 5 a.m.
Good God.
And it was like during the Cavaliers game day during the season, so it made it even funnier.
That's awesome.
They said he was great. So
yeah, he's probably fun as fuck to party with.
I'd party with Delonte any day of the week. Here's me and Delonte right here.
Look at that.
It was a quick photo, not a flattering photo of me, but
so it's amazing.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I just everything, and the fact that LeBron's Lakers team, and he's trying to throw the coach under the bus now, and he's always forcing trades. He leaves franchises in disarray and just a complete chaos mess, causes necessary drama. And I see him happening in LA, and it's just, he has no allegiance to anything or anybody. And I don't, people like that bother me. Like, you live in Cincinnati now, but you're originally from the Cleveland area. You're still a loyal Cleveland Browns fan. So am I. I root for Cleveland sports. I don't bandwagon. I don't jump. Yeah, right. Granted, I was like, it was fun when Tampa Bay was winning down here, but I was like, if Tampa Bay ever went head to head with the Browns all day. That's not going to change. Yeah. I don't go buy Buccaneers gear, but I buy Cavs gear, and I buy Browns gear. But I just don't like when somebody's just like a bandwagon or a fair weather fan. It bothers me. Not just LeBron, but people in general.
Yeah, but you know what? That's Cincinnati. That's Cincinnati people with the Bengals. That's why I was so relieved when the Rams won, because these Cincinnati fans don't give a fuck. I mean, there's obviously some diehard ones, but so many of them, like for the Super Bowl and shit, it's like that person wasn't even a fan. That person stopped watching the NFL. Like, now they're only back on because the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. And like, I get it. It's good for the city, blah, blah, blah. But I'm so fucking tired of like someone who has no business talking about how great their team's doing, yada, yada. Like, week 2 of this season, you weren't saying shit, right? Like, you only give a fuck now. I hate it. So I was so happy.
I was rooting for Cincinnati just because I hate LA. And I hated all the celebrities. I hate everything about. I didn't want them to have any joy, and they fucking won it. And they'll forget about it by next week. But
sure. But yeah, I needed that win just so I could go on with my life down here without having to hear about it.
Yeah, I think. Well, you got what you wanted. I was rooting for the Burrow kid. He's an Ohio kid, so I was like, all right, let's let this kid, get one. But the future looks bright for the Bengals fans. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, they look good. They look good. And
I guess I'm happy for Matthew Stafford because of all the misery he had in Detroit, and it just kind of solidifies him as probably a Hall of Famer now.
Up there, there's a debate to be had about that, but yeah, this was certainly his best season ever, like as an NFL player. I'm happy for my buddy, Zach, who's the wide receiver coach for the Rams. Did you get to talk to him when you were out there? He's going to get a ring. No, again, they're all in a bubble,
Yeah. But LeBron wants to have 3 fucking parades, and they're also trying to do this bubble socially distant shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And I have friends who are very, very left-sided, not like far left, like the crazy they whatever the fuck all that
pronoun
stuff. Yeah.
douches.
But I have those friends who are now just like, I don't know, DeSantis doesn't look so bad. This shit's getting ridiculous, like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, man.
Just common sense. You don't have to pick a side. Just use common sense.
Logic. That's it. Just take emotion out of it. Take out the social justice bullshit, and just let's get the country back. Let's stop it already.
Right.
The people that are causing this is like, listen, it's not a Democratic. The far left, I mean, they're insane. You could say that about the far right too, but it's just
definitely to the point where like neither side's like I mean, they're political, but like not for the greater good of the country. They're political for their own.
Yeah, their own agenda.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that one, which brings me to this news story. It's not getting barely any coverage. And I think this would have been fucking, I mean, this is right up there with Watergate and no one's talking about it. Are you familiar with what's going on here with Hillary Clinton?
See, no, only this article that you sent. I guess my initial reaction is like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Basically what's going on is the Biden administration spokesperson declined again and again on Monday to engage in questions about a special counsel, John Durham's claim that Hillary Clinton in 2016's campaign paid a tech company to mine data from servers at the White House, basically to spy on Trump and Trump Tower in a bid to tie former president. The Clintons are some of the shadiest people ever. And I don't care what political spectrum you're on, take the fucking mask off. Just do a quick Google search of the Clintons. I mean, they have been a part of so much shadiness. I mean,
dude, that's what was so great about Norm Macdonald. Just like, yeah, they're murderers.
When he went on The View.
The View, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that allegedly?
And it's like they get away with it. They're protected too. Like they continue to just do shady shit. And it's just, it is what it is. I mean, Bill Clinton got a fucking blowjob cheating on his wife in the Oval Office. Literally, he had an intern blow him. And there's, it's just Bill being Bill.
Him and his cigars, And
he was doing that when he was the governor of Arkansas or wherever the fuck he's from. I mean, he constantly threatening women. Hillary was threatening women's lives. I mean, these are horrible people, man. On Jeffrey Epstein's plane. I don't understand why people still like these dudes. It is pretty amazing that I got him to call into my old radio show. That was fucking.
I remember that. Yeah. I
pulled that out of my asshole. I don't know how I did that. I was very, very pleased with myself that I got Bill Clinton to call into an FM rock station.
That's awesome.
And it was a real one. It wasn't like some impersonator or anything. Like we talked.
When he was president?
No, he was former president, but he had a book out and he was promoting this book. And I heard him, he was like on a TV show or something. I was like, huh. So I contacted the publisher and they lined it up. And I tried to pitch like we were some like big Democratic left-wing show and, just so he would do the show. And he did. And I mean, Alan, I guess that's his politics anyway. And I just thought, let's get Bill Clinton on the show. It'd be kind of funny. And it was. I still have the audio. I'll post it sometime.
That's awesome.
That was I was pleased with myself. Very pleased with myself. Okay. There's a segment on the show we're going to start doing called the Mailbag. Because I get messages all the time. Like I got one from Robert who says our show's terrible.
Right.
You hear that?
I heard a doorbell. Was that a doorbell?
No, it's the landscapers.
Oh.
They're out weed whacking or doing something, leaf blowing or something.
Oh.
That sounds like I'm racist, but it's true. That's what they're doing. And they are Mexican. That's not even a fucking thing. I got an email from Steve. You could always email or contact me, chadzumock3@gmail.com. DM me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. I always put Patreon first. So if you're on the Patreon, you can sign up for as little as $3. I try to respond. That's the least I can do is respond to Patreon. Also want to give a shout out to Harold, who's another $100 sponsor.
Nice.
People,
thanks, Harold.
If you want to promote something, a product, something, I'll do that. That's the least I can do when you sign up for that $100 tier. Vinny Cash, all of you, let me know. I got your back. I'm gonna push the shit out of it. So, anyways, Harold, not Harold.
Steve, is that what you said?
Steve. There we are. Here, let me pull it up. Sorry, I'm not very professional. Get the fuck out of here, leaf blower.
I can't really hear it though.
I got a message from Steve saying, "Hey, Chad, big fan. We met in Myrtle Beach last year. I came to your show. I found out about you through Kevin Brennan and his podcast. Is this all a work? Will you be going back to the podcast? Just let me know. I would love for you guys to get back together." So that was from Steve. And I'm sorry to say I'm not going back to Kevin Brennan's podcast. It's not happening. I got to be honest with you. I don't listen to Kevin. I blocked him. He's out of control. He's insane. I quote Sark on Twitter. It's a thankless job. I used to love Kevin and his podcast, but when he turned on me, he put one out on YouTube with Pang Dang, the guy who got Tony Hinchcliffe canceled. Yeah. And I just watched a little bit of it, and it's not good. It's like the dude's like ruining his own show with this weird revenge thing on me. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, I think it's sad at this point. I think
so. So what was the angle of the like Pang Dang interview and versus how it actually wound up?
Well, initially, and that's another thing. He said I watched like 10 minutes. He said he had it on to bother me. I'm like, how's this bothering me? Like, I could give a fuck. Have whoever you want on it. Like, I mean, it's just, with all due respect, he's not that interesting of a guest. The most interesting thing he ever did was try to cancel Tony Hinchcliffe. You know, nice guy. I follow him on Instagram, but not an electric guest. Not a get.
Also unsuccessful.
Very unsuccessful. Yeah. So, yeah, you got me, Kevin. You got me. I mean, you're mailing in your podcast. I don't even know why people sign up to your Patreon at this point, because it's just getting sad. There's like an end game with what you do. Like, where are you going? You're going to burn up all your allies, like people who had your back. And then what do you got? That's why people are like, oh, he's going back to Compound Media. No, he's not. He can't get a fucking guest to save his life. And he's still doing his show on Zoom. I know we're doing it on Zoom, but you're in Cincinnati. I'm here. Right. And I didn't want mine to be guest driven anymore. That's why I'm not always having guests on. But to answer your question, Steve, it's not happening. For what? So I could get yelled at? I mean, why? Right. Why would I go back to that? I got it out of an abusive marriage.
It doesn't sound like it was even financially like worth it anyways, you know?
No, if I knew how it was, everyone told me how it was going to end. And I was like, nah, I could turn this thing around. Nope. Nobody can. Not one fucking person. So yeah, you can always send a message to me. I will read it on the air. I'm trying to be more interactive with this, because I get messages all the time. And I'm like, how about if I just answer it on the podcast? Like I just answer these questions or whatever you want. Or, you know, even like when you shit on us, and like Robert says our show sucks and all that, and we're terrible. Like I'll read it on the air. I don't care. And you could always leave reviews on the iTunes, and you can leave comments, and I'll start reading some of those. I'll go Chrissy Mayer style and start reading the comments. Right?
I like that. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, I know it's kind of fading. We talked about it on Mondays with Mazer, but you following along the Joe Rogan craziness?
Yeah, I mean, so like, first of all, like I know we spoke about like the whole Neil Young and those artists and that shit leaving Spotify. But now like the new thing is like trying to dig up his past shit, which would be like just kind of clipping every time that he said the N-word together into one, you know, however long it was. I didn't watch the video. I don't need to. But when you do that to anyone, you can make them appear however you want them to appear. He's not racist. And it's going nowhere fast, in my opinion. Like,
and they don't understand. This is just making him bigger, and he's getting more support the more you attack him. Like, who's this India Ari says? I don't think he fully understands.
I think that's one of the musical artists that grabbed her shit off of Spotify as well. Yeah, Grammy-winning singer-songwriter.
Yeah. On February 5th, Spotify's popular U.S. podcaster apologized after a video compilation surfaced that showed him using the N-word over a 12-year span. Everything's out of context, of course. They don't mention that. But on Monday, Ari appeared on The Daily Show that no one's watching, by the way. No one's watching the fucking Daily Show. Trevor Noah sucks. Trevor Noah's own people don't even respect him. Like, black comics don't even respect him.
It's so fucking stupid, because anyone with a brain, again, using common sense, go, There's no way that he could have a career in comedy, in the UFC commentating, everything he does, if he was truly racist and if he was truly using the N-word the way that they want to make people believe he was using it. Like, a big fight just happened this past Saturday, UFC fight, which Rogan was not at. He did not commentate.
Now, was that his call or ESPN's call?
His call. Dana White came out and said he could have worked if he wanted to.
And Dana, I had a question for you around Joe Rogan. There's been a lot of controversy with him.
First off, let me take this one. Hold up. I'm black. I can take this one. Look.
Okay. What were...
No. There's a lot of cunts in this game. There's a lot of snakes in this game. I've been in this fight game since 2008. And Joe Rogan is one of the nicest, coolest, humble motherfuckers I've had the pleasure of working with. Understand that. And you know, it's just, fuck the noise, man. You know what they're trying to do. You can't control the man, and he's got the biggest platform in the world right now. So that's my nigga, Joe Rogan. Fuck the noise.
Going off that, what was the advice would you give to Joe Rogan to shut out all the noise around him?
Do what I said. Fuck the noise. Just keep doing you, Joe. Have some mushrooms. Keep doing you.
Thank you.
Well, it says here, this broke about an hour ago. I'm kind of just reading it in real time. There was no prep on this one. They said Neil Young's music is back on Spotify, according to the New York Post. It says Neil Young suddenly returns to Spotify after Joe Rogan podcast.
Really?
So he just basically wanted to get his fucking name in the news.
Yeah. I guess it didn't work too well.
Yeah, I guess he's like, oh, well, I guess I'll put the music back up on Spotify so I can make $65 next year. Yeah, well, you know, it's like everyone's just trying, you know, the thing with Rogan, I mentioned this. If this was like the 60s and there wasn't all this technology, they probably would have killed him, like assassination. Like, this is like,
oh, for sure.
This is career assassination. But back in the day, like if they, like John F. Kennedy, they were both Kennedys, or Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, you get killed because they had too much power and they were shaking the cage. And they don't like that Rogan has that platform. And I've met Joe Rogan a bunch of times. He's been very friendly. I never got the hint of racism, but then again, I don't know him well. By all accounts, I have mutual friends that know him well, and they said he's one of the most generous dudes ever. He would give out $100 bills to comics at the comedy store, just like, hey, go get some food or something, just like things like that. But I think for Rogan, the best way to combat is, I think would blow everyone and fuck everybody up if he gets Dave Chappelle to sit down and they talk about all of this. Because, you know, Dave Chappelle has his controversy with the trannies, and now he's got this, and then everyone go fuck themselves. That's the best way to combat
it. Netflix would pay $100 million just to get them both to sit down and put it out on Netflix.
Yeah, and just talk about it. Like, talk about the word, what it represents, you know, and just kind of hash it out. That's the best way to do it. I wasn't a fan of him apologizing, but I understand, because he's really not going out of his way to cause problems. He just wants to do his dumb show and have a free conversation without any kind of political affiliation, without any kind of, I'll scratch my back, you scratch yours. Let's just talk it out. And unfortunately in this day, and that's attractive right now in this day and age. That's, of course, like what I try to do on my podcast. Obviously I'm not as smart or as articulate as he is. And obviously I don't have on brain surgeons, astronauts, scientists. I have on Tyler. And we're
close to any of those things,
and we do our best just because I don't have any kind of, like, there's no agenda here. Like, let's just talk. And I think that's attractive to more and more people these days, because we want the truth. We've been lied to so much by news organizations, politicians, and that's very rare. And there's a reason why his show is huge, and other people, you got to seek it out now. You can't just be spoon fed by these news organizations, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, perfectly said. Like, I just think this is all only helping him. So for that, I'm glad. It's just so annoying to watch, like, someone who, from, you know, like you said it well, who seems to be like just as generous as can be, has to go through this bullshit too.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's just after, going through my legal situation and I realize how much shady shit's going on with everybody, the justice system. I see how these lawyers operate. Like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. There's a lot of like, do this favor. Everyone is on a hustle. Everyone is like trying to move the chains forward. Like, everybody it's sad. It's disheartening to me because I try to be like, no agenda, just be cool. And I refuse to play the Hollywood game. But people are all trying to get ahead somehow. And a lot of people will throw you under the bus to get there. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah. In a second, right?
Oh, 1 second, especially in comedy. Comedians will fuck over comedians big time to get ahead.
Yeah. I love same with you on like Rogan apologizing. It's just kind of like, you didn't have to, but I get it, I guess. Right. Like, he apologized in a way of just like, you don't ever want to be put in the position where you have to say I'm not racist. And that's the position that I'm in. So clearly I fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
But what he said was like, I talk shit for a living. Like, what do you say? Like, if you want my advice, don't take my advice. Talking about the vaccines and shit. Like, I'm just doing a fucking podcast like everyone else.
Yeah. He's not saying you have to do this. This is make your own fucking mind, but here's thoughtful conversation. And by the way, I love the fact that Aaron Rodgers won the Heisman. I was never an Aaron Rodgers fan, but I became one. Same with Tom Brady. I never liked the fucking guy, but
the MVP.
All right, that's what I meant. MVP. I apologize.
Yeah.
Unvaccinated Aaron Rodgers steps in the. It was beautiful. I know all the sports reporters were pissed. I love that. Fuck them. Yeah. Fuck them all.
I for sure thought that it was going to go to Tom Brady, especially like from retiring.
That's why I think Tom Brady's coming back.
He might. I take a year off or something. It's gonna be tough.
I think, he just had a long season. There's a lot of preparation. He's tired. He's exhausted. Just went to the Super Bowl last year, playoffs this year. And by month 2, he's going to be at home with the kids and Giselle yapping in his ear. I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to do something. And then he's going to be back. He's like, let's just play football one more year. We'll just do it one more year. I think he's going to be back. That's my prediction.
It happens all the time. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all.
And they're going to trade him to Cleveland.
Oh, I'd take it. I would take it.
Oh, fuck you, OBJ. Glad you tore your ACL. Choke on that ring. That's where I stand with that. Rack me.
Dude, Cooper Kupp is amazing.
I hate his name.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp. That bothers
still amazing.
me. That name bothers me. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine on TikTok bothers me. I don't like the fact that he's fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. And you're making TikTok videos. It bothers me. I'm just saying.
TikTok.
I have a TikTok account. You can follow it. I barely check it. I don't know what the fuck it is. I have the app. It's on my phone, but I never go there on purpose. I have videos up there. Like it, leave comments, do whatever you do. Again, sign up to the Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Again, this is what you get in return. You get the episode a week early and you get bonus content. You get mini episodes and it's a fun little thing. So like I said, 12 quarters a month. That's all it is. Sign up to the Patreon. Follow me on social media. Tyler, where are your plugs?
My website.
Right
Go to
there.
my website. You can reach me.
Bookmark it, bitches.
By that.
Bookmark
Go there
it.
if you need something.
And if you're in the Wesley Chapel, Tampa area, I will be at Side Splitters, Wesley Chapel, the new club, this weekend, Thursday through Sunday. I believe 6 shows total. If you're on Patreon, again, hit me up. I'll throw you on the list. That's the least I can do. And next week, if you're in Fort Myers, I will be with the great Jim Florentine at the Laugh-In Comedy Cafe. 4 shows total, Thursday through Saturday. And hey, if you're in a cold, what's the weather like up there in Cincinnati?
Today is really nice, actually. Could have sat outside. It's just too sunny.
Too sunny.
We had an ice storm like 2 weeks ago, and it was like an inch of ice just covering the ground. It was shit, but all that's gone. So
okay. But if you live in a cold climate and you got some miles, some Delta miles, maybe, come on out to Fort Myers, sit on the beach, come see Florentine and I at the Comedy Cafe, and we'll hang out, make a little vacation out of it. So it's pretty good. It. Yeah. And Jim Brewer will be at Naples that week. I think we're meeting up with him for lunch. So that'll be fun. Great Jim Brewer. He's another guy. He's loving Florida like I am. We're loving it. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thanks again. We'll see you next Wednesday.